OKFM 101.7.
Meko ahoma no so na meni Owura Mensa Thompson wo executive secretary edema asepa na ye ne no atwetwe enkomo efisa asemi ba ye wo so kire wo madwene efa ho na wo madwen kire no wo adwempo no wo de aboaye Opanyi Thompson memo acheba ade achia bi adwumadie so ya danse Wadawruma ye wedie ansa na ye beko Supreme Court asem no so kra na nra ena ye mampanyi dada Rollins iyeja ne kwan kra na wo hwe de obokrata hodo na wo matchro it is finished waba bewie na dwuma megiri se no wonso wo hwe bi se de niam si ekoso ndc amonyokodi wo nsem tudwa oman no ekasai ne makasai wo kunoni ekasai de ekoso nyina na edie na wo hunu fa ho a ewo ne Ghana fo nyina ebe hyede afa wo fa omampanyi dada Rollins ho
yo never that's it mami for fidi so mami magana fo nyina match na afi so mema oman mu nyina yako if it's ya free adie kesiye in fact omampanyi Rollins here ubia Ghana, we owe so much to him. And say, after the 80s, and say the brain said the yaka papa na sema ebia among for and here because at the time na o mine Ghana na in fact if we are seeing mansan nyina poye we are see baby Ghana yambo obusia our economy was written off across the world. So basic necessities, basic groceries, toiletries on crampo no se ubenye bi na with the asom on crampo na asem. You see eti me say mranti ene mabuna no ya kapa pana sama sabi omontiasie but this was a person who stood for the country at a very critical moment. The country was sinking and brought us onto a path. Oh, yeah, we're in Jahwa. The Mirayu among focus, oh, there be and Ghana, the intimate mass of the phone, be a society, and young couple to democratic rule. One cassette there be made a pebble to Nakonyanso. What here, or reintroduce a multi-party system. Yet to Aba. Yamiadum, Orineye, was about you, Orineye, Ovi was Unyan the constitutional 80s, we know. One cassette, Messa to us be to say that you know, especially Africa, share would be to send Yuri Museveni and saying Uganda. Say, tan. Robert Mugabe, and several others. Example are. Omudi constitutional 80s ni wia no master Sam Rano said a bear on Bessa Tenasubu. You yes, sir. With Jaromino and a smooth transfer of power for the first time. And in fact, it played a key role in the stability of not just Ghana, the Sam region. Because now, Omaya actually we're in similar turbulent times. Struggling between a civilian and military regimes, up and down. It's a mirror that smooth democratic transition happened in Ghana. It set a tone for similar transitions to happen across the continent and the sub-region. So, it's Papa Obia, his influence not just in the country but across the sub-region, something that we can all but cherish dearly. He's played his role, he's contributed to the democracy of this country. In fact, we owe this false Republican democracy to him. It's a mixture of grieving and celebration. I think that his life should be celebrated. I mean, he's seen it all. You know, when he has his challenges, he has his weakness, just like will be every leader. He had his weaknesses, he had his excesses. But of course, at the end of the day, the general impact of his life on earth, especially to the people of this country and the people of Africa, can never be underestimated. And Yamabusian Yina Shade, Yamagana Mayina Shade, Yabasha said, the legacy, na de bia na okahwasem, the principles of probity and accountability, the principles of social justice. Say, ma omai pepe ye, aye juma woman nimu, yema nkontabuo, say one no ye di omai no tumi show monsa, ye hold you to account. Say de be yo, tumi ye di amom no, mo de be som omai no. Now, these are the things he stood for. And in remembering his legacy, we must ensure, say, we uphold these principles in our democratic process, in our governance process, in this peaceful country that he has bequeathed unto us in the Fourth Republic. Those are the things we must do to continuously keep him in our hearts, just like he had always wanted.
Where do you want personally no one principle bena minim say when you ba wonyini biasa ye kasa e betimi akasa won so wo youth one principle bena wo gidi say wo personally no ebeboa wa brabo na at the same time so any young person bi a wo tie bia no or apply some principle no on life mu a obetimi aye very successful wo endeavor bi a wo de besi nani so.
I think one of Jerry's principles was selflessness. Say yes, some amount for say bo obrano ama omaino amount for nemom yen some yankasa yes some amount for selflessness, because now you'll be very very selfless. Even when he was a leader, say yankote gatem no usim yanko swako no dim yen railways na udim construction na udim. Very very selfless, an act of service. Say yes some or minor and emrante bebre aba name said this is so yinya bibi kakre bia. We don't know how to get our hands dirty, we don't know how to roll up our sleeves and get to the act of nation building. And it is one thing we must all begin to learn and take lessons from, because many of us, Ghana your mind, said be a quiet them kakadie, but you know, baby, we must get to the act of nation building. In Mantie, Mobunum, Mabawa, we must all roll up our sleeves and dedicate our lives to the selfless service of this country and help this country to grow. Said Ebeya, Edikan Fono to say Jerry Rollins, Pomba Sumye, it really almost sleeves. Every take that the construction, Maya or Maya, and me Casa Yamino. Yes, you bet me be being a gentrima. And one of the principles are the dear Mijis a bit my boy and Mabunu, an act of selflessness. In fact, even at my old age, Okoshem Mofrano with your almost school fees, or amount for hospital bills, or you'll be a no yard or ya. He had a lot of people Bibi Obenye Biano, ex-president Onyejuma. But Onyebibia Bibika Obenye Biano, it goes into paying people's school fees, people's medical bills. We see Onya surgery near the court na papaji no yisika na for the aboa. It's the act of service, the act of selflessness, and the act of kindness. You know, these are basic principles. I mean, this is a young Mabuno. Yes, you to me far. A bit my boy, a bravo. I'm a young sweet image, a good mark on our country.
Yo, Ansana Meko Asempona Bebasono, Yenim say election petition as a performance money a dear and now we had the Obokrata do no, or Mudia Basse or Mampenida Damahama, were file ne witness statement, no. Na first na bra December, Mode Komoka, some befani penum. But omo ateso de abam yenu anopa ni honorable baba jama kasa fa no so at the end you obetimi afa below that I dey no mo be oyeye no mpese bibia contentem eti omo gidi se san two witnesses na beboa wo mo ama asem no akontem deɛ kɔ so deɛ ba nyinaa ne ade review no nso so na NDC for pen no Supreme Court de be share 28 January and then so 28 enti ene na ba be shia ene court no kotena se deɛ kɔ so free last week ne this week nyinaa no wo hu ne say
yo I think on the issue of the election petition, a very serious issue. And let me say, as I'm not sure, a number of things have happened that we particularly are not happy with how the whole process is going. And I'm sure that has accounted for the reduction of the witnesses from 5 to an unusual 2. First one, the dismissal of the interrogatories was quite problematic for some of us. We felt based on precedent and also based on the timeline provisions granted in CI 99. The court would have allowed the interrogatories that was filed. Because from our estimation, now you give this interrogatories, if the court has allowed that, would have made the case go a bit faster. Especially some of the answers that they were seeking, in the interrogatories. There seemed to be a rush in disposing of the case, and also does not augur well for the trial. And we must be very blunt about it. Yeah, but there is something which is peculiar to this whole election petition, and we want to promote confidence in our justice delivery system, in our justice administration system. Say a number of demonstrations na so maintain ho ase ne ade as soon as the NDC filed a case in court, said demonstrations now to try because all the NDC's attention have gone onto the court case. This tells you that the court itself is a facilitator of peace in our society. In their actions, they must always ensure, they promote public confidence in them. I do not want to think, because CI 99 they must dispose the case of Ellington. Now you're going to act in ways and manner that probably will not give justice or will not ensure the administration of justice. For example, dismissing the interrogatory application was unfair. I say asking the parties to file the witness statement when the pre-trial proceedings has not ended. Because after the judges gave a ruling on the interrogatories, the petitioners applied for a review. And the petitioners believe, the determination or the outcome of the review will impact on the type of witnesses they will choose and the kind of witness statements they will file. But still, the court said they should still file their witness statements even when they haven't ruled on their review application. Again, and the court, always the court excuses that time. But there is a reason here. CI 99, it provided 5 days for pre-trial hearing. You see, CI 99, that after the 2012-2013 election petition, a cranial case no far so it traveled on for several months, over 8-9 months. It no quite a ban is hard you. A beg guided the quick and fast adjudication of election petitions. Said the Abaya, a case is no enter court, sir, they said the chair 2013. And that is why CI 99 was brought to replace I think CI60 or so. CI99 they provided a clear guideline for a fast adjudication of election petition. CI99. So we say would the court election petition assembly my CI99. So CI99 na chere kwanya abafa so adjudicate court issues in tentem no or say for 5 days a pre-trial. 5 days. Meaning about how many days na election petition Supreme Court atnase. I think that none of them transfer come a third day, me boy. Just 3 days. But CI99 say for 5 days a pre-trial. Only 2 or 3 days have been spent so far. Still court to say open them. And so clearly you don't understand some of these things, going. But like I said, a number of those things lies in the discretion of the court, and the court decide how to rule on it. But you see, I think the public are watching. They want confidence in the judicial process. They want to see fairness at the center of the trial. And so I think if the judges stick to the explicit provisions of CI99, we'll have a very fair trial. And a number of these complaints coming from the NDC and the petitioners, won't be.
Oro Thompson, concerning that demonstration now, okay, we dey many wadwin hye kakra. Ebi mu ka se de wo kan oman ne se ebekọ yanim ebeboa na asumdua bana no ane pe asam no so court na masa demonstration ni nyina wo mo agyae. Na ebi mu concern ne se ye to aba ne wieye no. Se wo hye press conferences ahodo a party no NDC ye ene mpanifo bi nsem wo mo keka ye se mampanyi dada mahama na awe ne na electoral commission e de akwa MPP for enti omobekọ court na afa omodi asam no court no ankofa ho no mo kan se obia anwene enti rerun na wo mo hye ni mu se beya adwuma obia anya 50% plus no ho no nkrofo sinke beya party no esese wo mo ka bibi e kire wo mo supporters fi se entwaye minim Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability me yiri se sansem bi se ne ehia mo adwenkyere efa ho ene say.
What Mr. said, the NDC had poor communication during the elections. I think that there was a very, very mixed up in their communication. They couldn't manage their communication well. And I think that a number of it, and I say, and only resulting in a number of the, uprisals or any other confusions that you can hear. Because every political party, every election, they put systems in place to gather their own results. So what I say, it's right from the beginning. Your supporters are out there. Almost information on also results are gather. Right from the beginning, you should have been able to give them something. So, the confusion between the NDC not able to give their supporters their own figures or collected figures, no. Also, created or contributed to that anxiety among their supporters. And I think there was a whole mix-up. But again, later, the issues that they were claiming, and then the issues that they sent in court also raises also a bracket, because on the street they were claiming said John Mahama Rene. When they went to court, obviously, Obia enya 50% plus one. Now, so again, how do you reconcile the two? Maybe their defense is that on the street there, you don't require any evidence to go on the street, maybe. But in court, you must take a case which you can prove what you are saying. So maybe going to court, they may take a case which they think they can prove, which they have evidence, which they believe say party BIA 50% plus one, no, to be for the election to be called in their favor. But then again, the question you ask is, why were they telling their supporters that they have won? You see, so this confusion in their communication, and it creates a lot of the anxiety and a lot of the tension that we saw. During the elections, and I think these are things they must take lessons from. I think not just the NDC, but all the political parties. I think we keep making these mistakes. In 2012, the NPP also made similar mistakes. Eventually they went to court, and the case they took to court also was quite different from the story they were telling their supporters on the street. I think that the political parties must learn to be truthful to their citizens, because at the end of the day, citizens need to know affecting for because demonstrations and affect will be convenience. A value to be fundamental human rights. At the end of the day, all right, the ability to express your right, coincide with somebody's privileges and rights as well. You see, almost no money, said the bear, they are no crown on back supporters. They must be truthful and be more open and ensure a more effective communication so that they can stop a number of these things from recurring.
Nanka me beka 2012 no kra na okan say the same thing that happen here. MMPP for so ye demonstration menam so kra ma nipa ba kokra FM ehre wo mo nkwa. Na fe say the okan copy court na fe different ball game kra.
A whole different story. And omo ka fe omo court omo say Supreme Court no e cancel polling station the results are and you bury me. Me wa also akachira o supporters say abana e to you no. Worry me. But local court also say this a young cancel polling station results to be answered now worry. So I think is the two political parties and their inability to be truthful with their supporters. If Adiano Ankoya be truthful and honest with your supporters, again Ankoye. So Ankoye Muma prepare for the next time. But say Okoka Nafi supporters no carbon Ekoyi the day afi Okokot what's them saying Osiu Ubi 50+1. I mean, but also on street is so catch supporters abano worry maybe a friend is saying no Mahama no peace. You see, so clearly I think there's a problem with the communication there, to be honest.
Alright, some say Yemra Enra Muye press conference bi efa yenim se banks bi egugui ama ebi mu ho a wo manya wo musika ebi mu nsusu enya wo mu de na enra yesema ka bibi afa ho asam no popa ene say
yo minya ba me da say na no bnada ye some trafon shame won kan ha say na asefa ye the coalition of affected customers, banks na any financial institutions na bangu we customers na can do money central for issue obi beka say na den na asepa ye banks ni financial institutions go customers account bo me BBC look to an among call speaker of parliament or the krata command no say Urebia or Mampenny Didian breast speaker, say Veteno as finance minister, Iraqen of Ofori Atta. Ye did this on some fatas over your finance minister bill. A walk Romaha. Yenti, the Krata Koma, speaker of parliament, a training in some traffic to Hong Kong. Now, Yentia customers no, we are very, very interested in say. Omo bebre ahwere omonkwa omo bebre ahwere omodwuma omo hu bebre omo no aduane abo omo ebi efie yaje ebi cars yaje ebi atontom ho adafade nyina just because of za Iraq and Ofori Atta and among boni bia o 2 year in the collapse of the banks. Many about Kaya in the 2019 budget reading on the floor of parliament. You attend Ofori Atta. Okay. I catch you and say, I buy to an amount. So Obegu banks, that is almost through the finance ministry. So Obegu banks, because no more person depositors no banks. Not the same call for customers. Some of the music banks or no. Omuntina buying good banks, Omugu banks and said they be protected depositors no. Asema obeka chere no. Meaning about between 2018, 2019 and 2020. You can Ofori Atta ako parliament in Prensa. Ako Jessica Okani Nyina Boma 21 billion Ghana cedis just for the payment of the customers of these collapsed financial institutions. In fact, the collapse of banks in Okoje 9 billion of parliament. Savings and loans, microfinance institutions, fund management agencies, and what have you. Wakoji 21 billion Ghana cedis every month be the fee so the bitia customers you can. In keeping your back, and then as I no say, customers need be TV or monsan count musica. And then a customers need be a Mayarida hospital or Munisika for show. And then a customers need a ton Japadina. As my customers need be a Dasugu hospital. Omunyasi campo na Omoria Shomo. Yantiasia. Because Ubeku banks and Uko parliament here, parliament in Abayma Uska. You could 21 billion the amount. See if I could cheer company customers seeker. Ever seen them no say customers need be that so 80 fee a charge, you know. And these are people can Ofori Atta and activities as finance minister affect you more directly. William Kofua, you can Ofori Atta be a finance minister no matter what. Some of them were doing so well. O matter what cost to come until you were kind of Ofori Atta be a finance minister. Sammy or my babu nyina ya basa. Enti Sam Kofu way many about over 4 million of them. Esti kroma. Na omoshe wo aban. No asa say Ghana for asa my second term. Osi masa kofa sa kwa we ya o ma your friend is saying Kofu adwuma bo mo no aduanya bo mo edio abasa o sa my finance minister. Intimi nka onye se ha masa de ne nkoso. Afei second Ofori Atta ya the involvement in deal be a friend chapa. Mina ba so be kaya. Special prosecutor Yera Matenamidu. A corruption risk assessment report. The report by the report military and says a kwani a Yera Kano Ofori Atta ye fa so e ko fa onu ankasa ne bank data bank as transaction advisors. And Ninia a law firm, African Legal and Associates, as legal advisors for the fraudulent Ejapa transaction. A yadia na ensene fata it is the public procurement law. So, Niaba Nipa would tia yemra to say, sa corruption risk assessment no, and no crumple enough to prosecute you. You prosecute you no, and so you see on time finance minister view. Miniaba, second Ofori Atta, also huge exposure to the financial sector. Say the medical cano, or bank I friend data bank, or one private bank, or one insurance company I friend enterprise insurance. Miniaba, between 2017 and 2021, there were kind of Ofori Atta about Bosian over 117 billion. Billion. Your public debt. There are kind of Ofori Atta by a finance minister. Now your public debt is 122 billion. By the end of 2021, by September, that is by September 2021, which is the third quarter, now your public debt is 273 billion. Bosiano be brayi wa kind of Ofori Atta boy nyina no okoji sika no wo Eurobond. So oko Eurobond no so bia so a ono ankasa ne bank, data bank and a transaction advisors and as a book writers. Ono ankasa ne bank. Iti Ghana buy bobusian bia ono ne bank no data bank no enya ho interest. because omo and the underwriters. When you about okay, section 2, section 4, and section 9 of the Financial Administration Act, it is asema ye ken so. Say o your finance minister, obama o private company ayesa no mawe. In the Financial Administration Act 2003 Act 654 ewom. Afei, onu nkasa insurance company, enterprise insurance. And the Oko Ghana had the Bia Aban insurance, Bia enterprise insurance. First, Aban Edumaku Bia insurance, SIC, state insurance company, Ghana Aban insurance company. You have a for that by a finance minister. Why did Aban insurance, free SIC, or the on one insurance company, enterprise insurance. I'm a Samuel Menukasi, a buy insurance company, enterprise insurance, state insurance, ego Ghana buying that padu, yang state insurance company, ego. And not only enterprise insurance, now they're the biggest insurance company will come and say. Adia agency that. Okay, in section 23, section 24, and section 29 of the Financial Administration Act as well. It is as so. So, you return Ofori Atta. Is anybody a finance minister? Okodo finance ministry hop and experienced civil servants or Pamo. Experienced civil servants or my year Juma. Our finance ministry it be for over 20 years. It be 15 years, it be 10 years. Omokuta the institutional your friend is saying history of the ministry. Okodo no ko pamo mu nyina o pamo mo no ko so no ani nkofo na dwuma ye fo a no mo wo your friend is in data bank on one private company no so mo do mo kogu ho enti they say oko finance ministry e ho ye data bank annex. Is that how we run the ministry? I say state agencies, finance state agencies are under the finance ministry nyina no omo no down no pam omo nyina no kofa former employees of data bank esa don be go ho. And they say oko GIPC Mr. Yofi Grant, a former employee of data bank on a ho. Oko a friend is saying Ghana Insurance Commissioner, the head of enterprise insurance, insurance company, Nimia Bema, and the head of SIC. Oko the Ghana stock, sorry, the Securities and Exchange Commissioner, you are after the Bami. Or no one Casanada for only more data banks on it. I mean, what kind of cronyism is this? What kind of cronyism is this?
Na Owa Thompson, where the wada rumau say yenim say mampanyi wobo obi dia enye se wobo ni dia na nipa na ayeswafo Mrashebedwem the appointment committee of parliament ebetna so no mo atoto na no some issues ya wa raise any wo concerns matro etintim egu krata so a mama Mrashebedwa no anya na se e yanamoto bi afa na mo betu
ni abaye tu sana mo ngada. In fact, the official petition there must the speaker of parliament and the chairman of the appointment committee yasama all the members of the appointment committee copies of the petition, a 37-page petition with evidence. With evidence. Petition at the moment, attachments in quiet 27 pages, evidence, and yet they are you raise what? Yes, sir, provide with witnesses. We are insisting, sir, the appointment committee will invite these witnesses to testify on this issue. I say so, yes, sir, lobby. Yes, some of the members of parliament from both sides, from the NPP and NDC, they didn't get home. Because they did to say, you are kind of for your idea. Many about by your finance minister be or my neighbor.
Say where the obi beka say eye krata na modi akọ enti eye ko eye modi akọ na appointment committee na be decide na say wo mo hwehwemu no na amaye fi say de wa kan we beka say it is alleged.
This is not allegations though. These are things we can prove. Things you can prove are not allegations. These are facts. We have added evidence. It is up to the appointment committee say invite you and say okay, mo can say mo provide the evidence say okay, so who are the witnesses? And we are going to submit a list of witnesses to the appointment committee to testify on the committee, to the committee. But yet say on the appointment committee, Ofori Atta will be rejected. We have absolutely no doubt. We are very confident, sir. Members of the appointment committee will reject the nomination of Ofori Atta. So say a court plenary that is in the chambers normal koto swaba. We are very confident, sir. If it gets to a secret ballot, because we must insist on a secret ballot, at the end of the day, at the plenary, the nominee must be voted upon. And based on Yankita, with even some of the members of the members of parliament of the NPP, based on some of the discussions we've had with them and the evidence we've shared to them, some of them are very rational. And Yankita said, if they, at the end of the day, if it gets to a secret ballot, Ofori Atta will be rejected. We are very confident.
Okay. Mate, any ora Thompson yen fancy and yen shed ye ebesie na echire yasan edi nkomo medan sipi.
Mr. Medamos.
Yo. Ora Mensa Thompson wono na ye executive secretary edema Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability ASEPA and ye no atwetwe nkomo afa issues be ye miensa.
OKFM 101.7